Want more energy, better circulation, and a natural detox boost? Beets are the ultimate healing root. In this episode of Grow, Harvest, Herb, I'm going to show you how to grow, harvest, and sell these superfoods. So let's get to it. Why grow this plant? Beets are a powerhouse of nutrition. They're high in folate, iron, nitrates, and betalains. Betalains are antioxidants that have been shown to improve blood flow and lower inflammation. Beets also support liver function and aid in oxygen delivery to muscles and organs. Athletes have been using beet juice as a natural sports nutrition supplement for a boost in endurance and strength. And if that isn't enough, they look beautiful in the garden and the greens are edible too. How to grow? It's so easy to grow your own beet patch. Just remember they prefer cool weather. If you live in a warm climate like here in Zone 9B, plant in the fall or spring. They do not like hot summers. I sow my seeds directly in the ground, about 1/2 inch deep, and I make sure to label them right away because they look identical to the purslane I planted in the next bed over. Space the seeds about 3 inches apart and keep the soil consistently moist until they germinate. It's important to thin the seedlings early as beets do not like being crowded. Keep the thinnings for yourself to eat or compost them. The ideal beet plant has plenty of room to grow large and strong, with each beet forming its own little circle of leaves. When they look like this, their roots are ready to harvest. But if they start bolting or flowering, that means they're going to seed and the roots will become woody and bitter. Stop watering them and just let the greens die back naturally. You'll have to wait until next season to plant more beets then. It is best to grow beets in a raised bed or a container that is at least 18 inches deep. That way you won't have to worry about the roots growing into something they shouldn't or being too shallow for the size of the beet. The most common types of beets you'll find at the grocery store are cylindrical or globe beets. There are also some heirloom varieties like Detroit Dark Red, which is my favorite. It produces really big roots. You can also grow rainbow beets like the ones you see here, Kyoja and the candy cane beets. How to harvest and store. Once the roots reach 1.5 to 3 inches in diameter, they're ready to harvest. That's usually around 45 to 60 days after sowing. Gently pull the beets from the ground by hand. If you run into trouble, loosen the soil around it with a garden fork. Sometimes you'll find little bugs in the roots. That's totally normal and they don't affect the flavor. Twist off the greens and store them separately. Shake off any excess dirt and store the beets in a cool place like a root cellar or fridge drawer. They can last for months. The greens can be eaten raw or cooked and they're great in smoothies. We'll talk more about that later. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe. I release new videos every week and your support helps me to keep making them. How to sell and monetize. For a truly premium nutrition pack, bundle the washed and dried roots with the greens intact. This is especially good for juice bars or herbalists who want to use the whole plant. Consider offering beet powder or capsules to those who want a convenient way to consume beet. Juice is another option, but it won't last as long as the dried product. Pickled beets are also a popular item you could sell year-round. Farmers markets, roadside stands, CSAs, restaurants, and even local nurseries are places you could sell your harvest. Let's talk about culinary and medicinal uses next. Roast beets with a drizzle of balsamic vinegar until tender. Make beet chips in the dehydrator. Add diced beets to salads. Grate them and mix them into a slaw. Or blend beet tops into a smoothie. Blend them into soup. Mix chopped beets into a dip or salsa. Puree beets and serve with crostini or baked beet brownies. These are delicious and naturally vegan. Let's talk about medicinal uses now. Beets help improve circulation and cleanse the blood. They're thought to reduce blood pressure and help carry oxygen to your muscles and organs. Drinking beet juice is one way to take advantage of these benefits. Here's a simple recipe for a morning tonic. Start with 1 cup of water. Add 1 ripe beet, 3 inches of ginger root, 1 tablespoon of organic lemon juice, 1 serrano pepper if you like it spicy, and a pinch of sea salt. Blend on low speed until the beet is pureed. Strain and enjoy. Remember, if you have kidney disease or a potassium deficiency, you should consult with your doctor before consuming beets medicinally. Fun facts: the ancient Romans believed beets were an aphrodisiac. Can you imagine a Roman emperor strolling through his garden picking beets for his special tonic? Love that. They also used beets as a blood tonic to treat anemia. Now here's a fun fact for your kids. The inside of a beet is a natural dye. Kids can experiment with making natural art with beet juice. That brings us to the end of another episode. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you love about beets. And while you're there, please take a moment to subscribe and leave me a like. It helps me to reach more people with the message of grow, harvest, herb. As always, you can find all my social links below. I'll see you next time.